All right, it's 7:01. We're going to go ahead and start the meeting. So we can get this thing going. Need to share my screen. All right. Can you see that, Maria? All right. So this is our parent meeting. I don't know if that's in here. Okay, so we're going to start with prayer here, and then we'll get into the other stuff. Dear Jesus, I pray that you be with this Warriors track season. Help it to be productive. Help us to be able to manage it well. Help the kids be able to learn and they enjoy it and to get better at the things they want to do. Pray that you be with each of us individually in our lives and help us to be able to handle the things we're dealing with. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. First question I want to take care of is why we're the Warriors. We chose Warriors partly based on the scripture from Ephesians 6:13. That is why you need to put on God's full armor. Then on the day of evil, you will be able to stand strong. And when you have finished the fight, you will still be standing. That's an armor of God scripture that's used quite a bit that a lot of people are aware of. And so we also wanted to stick with the Girard idea by having Girard, since Girard allows us to host at their track. And that's the reason for that. The goals of our team: build character and sportsmanship, healthy living focus, help kids to be active for their health, foster love and understanding for the sport of track and field. That's one that we really work on. And then having fun. It's not our intentions necessarily to pull kids away from other activities. It's just offering another activity or an opportunity for kids to try something else in case they're not interested, and they may want to be able to do both. Middle school and high school can participate after their seasons are over, whether that's in middle school after their league meet, or high school is depending on when they get finished, whether they're done after the league meet there, or regionals or state, whichever one it works out to be. And then the big part of this that we appreciated ourselves when we first joined the club was the commitment, flexibility. Other than relays, there's really, the commitment is totally about what the family wants to do with this. You can go to every practice, you can go to every meet, you can go to none of the practice, go to all the meets, just go to practices, no meets, whatever you want to do whenever you can. That makes it much more attractive for a lot of people. It did for us. So to introduce coaches, there's myself. I'm the head coach. I did compete in high school and track at Pitt State. I triple jumped and high jumped a little bit. And then I was a high school coach at St. Mary's Colgan for 7 years before going to Girard, and been coaching there 20 years in the middle school now. Coach Burnett is another one of our coaches. He's not going to be able to help this year. So we're down a throwers coach right now. We'll be trying to see if we can find someone to join that or be able to help us with that. But if not, then I'll have to make it work. Coach Samuels, Morgan was a track athlete at Girard. She was actually one of my athletes in the middle school. And then she went on to Ottawa and played basketball and was a conference champion in the long jump up there. Coach Samuels is a great addition to this club. She's agreed to coach high school at Osawatomie this year, so her involvement's going to be a little bit less than it's been in the past. But she will still be a part of things. Lainey Lawson's another great example and model for the girls. She's our pole vault coach. Usually you don't see her much until May and then June. And whenever she gets done with our high school season, she's one of the high school coaches at Southeast High School. She was a athlete, cross country and track athlete there. And she now teaches PE at Southeast as well as coaching. Leah Smith, I always want to call her Leah Shireman, but Leah Smith is our javelin coach. She's a former Girard athlete and was an All-American javelin thrower at Pitt State. She's a great support for our club and our community and what she does. Corey Kimmery doesn't know yet that he's on this list, and he may not be able to help us, but Corey was a Southeast high school track athlete as well. He ran distance at Pitt State, and then he coached high school for a few years. And he's now coaching at Girard at the high school and helps with hurdles and things of that sort. But his availability is pretty minimal as well. Nick Cheney is around during the summer more so. He was a Baxter Springs athlete. I used to coach against him. He's now the head track coach at Southeast High School and coached one of the fastest hurdlers in the state in 2018, I believe is what that says. Again, he's around more after the high school season is over because of that requirement and what's expected of them. And Coach Knox will not be able to help us this year. She will be having a baby in April, so she's not available this year. Hopefully we can get her back next year or the year after. Finally, there's Brian Norton. Brian coaches whatever we ask him to coach. And Brian was not involved in track in any capacity before his daughter started doing the club when we started the club. And he's just learned a lot about it and invested a bunch of time in it and is a great supporter of the club as well. And then finally, Maria. Maria is our club manager. She's who you go to with questions and stuff, especially at practices whenever she's able to be there. We've got kids doing 3 different things in the spring, so she'll may not be around as often as she'd like to be, but she's always available. Whoops. I skipped a screen there, Maria, didn't I? Okay. All right, hold on. Hi, Cindy. There we go. All right, requirements. We have a club fee. Whoops, am I sharing it? Huh? No, that's because I don't even see where my Zoom is. There we go. All right, let's try again. All right. All right, so we have a club fee of $60 per athlete. That includes the AAU membership, participation fee for the club, and a $15 t-shirt. And then middle school and high school, we prorate that. I believe we charged $50 for them last season when they came in. There is an athlete information and release form that is on our website. We'll talk about our website here in a little bit. That those are needing to be filled out. And then if you're planning on having your child attend actual AAU meets, which the AAU meets are more the summer time with the district qualifiers in June and the regional qualifier in June as well, and then the Olympics. They plan on being a part of those, then we do like for them to have a uniform. The cost of uniforms are $80. That's for the shirt and the bottoms. Meet fees for those meets can be as anywhere from $15 to $25. And then youth meets, if you're planning on having a young kid participate and just doing the youth meets, which are the meets at our place in April and maybe some of the local meets that are being hosted, and you're not wanting to get into the big stuff, then your child's fine just wearing their Warriors t-shirt for their uniforms. That's not a problem at all. But this year, we are going to have some additional youth meets around our area. One in Fredonia, and then Humboldt's going to host one, and Neosho, Missouri as well. Those dates for those can be found on our website as well. And I know that there's an overlap between Neosho and one of those other ones. But we can talk about that as you need information about those later. Okay, some frequently asked questions. When's the regular season? We start March 27th at the Girard Track. If athletes want to compete in the AAU part of the season, there's districts in early June, regionals are in later June, and then the Olympics are late July, early August. We do work with some athletes after the regionals who qualify for Olympics, but for the most part, our season then finishes after that regional meet near the end of June. The commitment, I talked about this a little bit, the commitment and requirement for the team, it's up to you as a family. The only time there would be really a requirement of any sort would be if we were to put a relay together. We've not done relays in the past. That's just not something we've done. It doesn't mean we wouldn't do it if the right situation was there. But there's no expectation for your child to have to be at practices and all that kind of stuff. It just, you guys make it work when you can. And then, do you have to have spikes for your kids? You do not. It is not something that is required. If your kid's really wanting to compete though, they can be beneficial. I do have some smaller sized spikes that we have purchased, that the club's purchased, and we can sell if those were to work. And those are in my classroom if you were to ever want to see those. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so we are tax deductible in the event that someone were to want to donate at any point. We will host a youth meet, and we have somebody coming in our back door here, so I'm going to let them get in and then carry on. All right, so anyway, we're going to have a youth meet on April 22nd. That's for pre-K to sixth graders. Kids don't have to be members of the club to participate in this meet, but members do get a little bit of a discount. If you know of anybody or older siblings, that type of thing, or other people that's interested in track, that'd be willing to help run off an event, we're always looking for help for that. We try not to have the parents of the athletes that are competing help, so that they can just enjoy watching their kids. All right, practice expectations. We do sometimes ask parents to help out. I know I've already have one parent that has mentioned that she'll be willing to help with the distance stuff as much as we need her to when she can be there. Athletes that are kindergartner, maybe, and you know how your child is, I guess, but anyone in that younger age, we want the parents to stay around the track for practices. We have had a couple situations in the past where a kid becomes a little difficult to handle, and we've had to have the parents come get them. So if you're bringing a kindergarten or younger, for sure, make sure you hang around and help us with that situation just in case. Usually practices, especially at the beginning of the year, will be an hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes. There's on the weeknights, we'll probably stick closer to that hour and 15, hour and before an hour and a half there. We're going to be short on some coaches on weeknights, possibly. And so those practices might be shorter. Maybe later in the year on Saturday practices, we can go a little bit longer, stay a little later, and to be able to work with kids individually as we need to. And make sure that you're on our band app and that your notifications are turned on, please. I have practice schedule set up, but things for me and a lot of our coaches can change really quickly with our own schedules. I coach the middle school track team at Girard, and a lot of these other individuals have other things going on, and so sometimes things change quickly, including the weather. So please make sure that's on. We're going to work on trying to make sure that the directions on our website are set up correctly in order to be able to have it set so that you can, excuse me, Brett's distracting me.
The weather, I'm sorry.
So that we can text those announcements. It's a little bit of a complicated process, and it didn't work great the first time we tried that, but we're going to try to get that set up again. Different forms of communication we do have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you're interested in following those. Our website, we'll talk more about that in just a minute, warriorstrackclub.org. And then we use the band app, and you can see that there. And email is available on our website as well. So our website, warriorstrackclub.org, there's an event calendar. Practices and meets will be posted there. A schedule of the meets are listed underneath the calendar. And then each of the practice shows up. It's linking with our band app calendar. So it doesn't necessarily show you all the details, I don't think, that the band app may show, but it does tell you the days that there are going to be practices. We also use our website for meet entries for our kids. I have you submit your entries to me through our website, and then I personally enter you into the registration pages that other different meets use and things of that sort. At the end of those, you can pay the entry fees with PayPal or Venmo, and you can also pay by cash or check if you'd prefer to do that. And then there's different information, specific information about for events per age group. 8 and under are only allowed to do certain events, and then 9 and 10 can only do some events, and then it works up to the high school to where you end up having all the events available. But there's a place under the club info on that web page to do that as well, to look at that. If you know of anybody that's interested, have them share this video with them, or have them get a hold of Maria or I. Yeah, we'll have the video posted on the website for them to watch if you just need to give them the website. Otherwise, unless Maria has something, that's the extent of what we have. Good with that? All right. So Cindy, thanks for being our one person live. And you already knew most of this, so but thanks for being here. Let me stop the share. There we go.
I do have one question.
Yes, ma'am. Go for it.
Well, I'm glad I'm the only one live, or not the only one, but I feel more comfortable asking the question. So I'm driving, but I was just wondering, so it starts the 27th,
Correct.
And what days did you say?
All right. I didn't actually say, but we're going to be
Okay,
most of them, not all, but most of them are Monday nights. There's a Tuesday night somewhere in the first couple of weeks there where I have a Monday night track meet. So I moved it to Tuesday. So we're going to do Mondays basically, and then Saturdays as far as April goes, to get through our middle school track season. And then
okay,
after that, then I've got it set up as more Mondays and Thursdays. Again, there's a Tuesday here or there. But it's with having, as having kids involved in stuff, we
oh,
might
yeah,
have to, something pops up, we may have to adjust on some of that, and we may not be able to provide as many opportunities as we have in the past because of that. But anyway, that's the basic schedule for now. And that is on the band app or the
okay.
page.
And
Anything
then
else?
my other question, yeah, Jimmy is thinking about, he wants to try shot put. I know it's
Uh-huh.
just 8 and under,
Yeah.
and he's only 7.
Yeah, he
Is that,
could still do that.
he can still practice?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. The only hold up there will be having a coach to help him, which I
Okay,
can do as long as we've got people to fill spots. So as we can, he's sure welcome to it. Yeah, it's just that 8 and under just means that if he went to the AAU meet, like he did in Turbo Jav, he's competing against 8-year-olds and down.
okay,
So yeah, absolutely. I would encourage that for him.
great. All right, well, it was great.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. Well, we got through it quick,
Yes.
short and sweet. All right, I'm going to stop the recording then and
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.